Hey, Julie, you look prettier than a chicken wing in an air fryer.
Why, thank you.
I can't help it. She's so hot.
I'm just too horny, dude.
Hey, how are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Buy my plane ticket. I'll just start packing my bags now. Oh my God. Just end the season already.
Hello and good evening. Hello and good evening. It is Thursday, August 4th, 2022, and we just concluded the Week 4 Eviction episode of Big Brother 24. But we're just getting started here on Super Mario Brothers Podcasting, streaming here on live on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitch, or you might be listening to us on the audio version. I'm Dave Mader, joined with my brother Jeff Mader and co-host Jaemeel Robinson. We're going to break this episode down tonight, talk about this eviction of Nicole, who goes out 9-1. We get no HOH competition really here. But we saw some other intrigue, a lot of showmance going on tonight. We saw the two different sides of the house forming. Jeff, we didn't have you last night. How are you? How are you doing tonight?
Good. Ready to talk about this eviction episode.
Yeah. And Jaemeel, do you have some takes?
I do have some takes. I hate this episode, and I'll tell you why I hate this episode. I wanted my pound of flesh, and I did not get my pound of flesh. I feel cheated, right?
You wanted a more cutting exit for Nicole.
Yes, because Indian or big mouth, right?
Right.
She knew it was coming.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you could tell.
and the producers trying to be nice to Indy. There's no reason to. She is not a character that is going to be here long enough to matter. So show the warts is what I'm saying, right? On Indy specifically, because they showed the conversation or part of the conversation, but they didn't really show the things she was saying about Taylor, and they didn't show her scurrying like a cockroach to Nicole right after that conversation.
Right.
But we'll talk about it more in detail when we get to it.
Yep. Jeff, what did you think of did you check out the Vito episode last night?
Yes, I did watch it after. Yes.
Did you see the psychedelics?
Yes.
Do you think that was a good segment?
Yeah, I thought it was a cool competition.
Yeah.
You guys didn't like it?
I didn't like it.
Jaemeel did not like it. I thought it was different, but I was not necessarily didn't think that the competition itself was fun.
I liked it. I thought it was really neat.
They were definitely like they were thinking outside the box.
Yeah,
for sure.
I don't know. I thought it was cool.
Pink elephants into flying green pigs, Jeff.
And they had to count like how many mushrooms. They had to count
How many
like,
faces.
all different sorts of
It was a
things.
good trip, bad trip. They were going like all in on the psychedelics.
Yeah, I thought it was a cool competition. But
Yeah.
maybe that was just me.
Well, Kyle and Daniel won it. And, the whole story of this episode and, last night and into this one was that the Leftovers Alliance wanted to keep things the same. They were going to get Alyssa out, right? But then Daniel goes and uses it and ultimately gets his strongest ally, Nicole, out of this house in this move. But, aside from that, it also allowed for Kyle to use the veto on Alyssa. And she was really happy with that.
Kyle did use a power veto on me. It makes me just over the moon happy.
I mean, Daniel.
She's over the moon, Hattie. It's the hottest thing ever.
It's like the hottest thing ever when someone takes you off the block. Are you kidding me? I wanted to kiss him right then and there.
Yep. Jaemeel, not a fan of the showmance, I'm guessing.
Oh, well, I guess it does well for me in terms of my my picks. It gives her a storyline that will keep her, featured in the game.
Did you pick Alyssa?
Yeah, I have Alyssa and Taylor.
Okay. They're in the girls' besties now.
Yes. So I'm gonna also add some commentary because my mother actually sat down and watched this episode with me.
Okay.
So I was trying to fill her in on some things. And I will point out when she's just like, she looks at me like, what the f-? Right? I'm going to point out the specific moments because there were a couple during this episode.
Can I speculate on one of them?
Go ahead.
So there was this whole moment tonight, Jeff, where Nicole tells some of the other side of the house, the non-leftover sides, namely Jasmine, Alyssa, and Indy here. Big news.
I was a police officer for 10 years before I became a chef. I was a detective for 2 of those years.
So please help us because I don't know how to figure out this game.
I have all of your backs.
That was probably my favorite moment of the night. It was amazing.
He's like, "Oh, please help us."
It was like
police
Batman.
officer.
It was like Batman revealed himself, and they were like, "Oh, please,
Save me, Batman.
Save me! Oh my God, are you here to save me? Are you a police officer? Were you doing this whole time that this? I don't know what show I'm on.
Oh Lord.
That was funny.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. She didn't understand the importance of it because she's never seen Big Brother before.
Right.
Right.
Jasmine was pretty impressed by this, guys. She had a couple quotes here namely.
Nicole was a cop for 10 years, and not just any cop, a whole detective.
Gee whiz! Oh, I'm surprised she didn't hold on to her hat. Oh, wow!
She can figure out things here.
She can figure out things that I can't figure out. I need her on my side.
Lord.
Oh my God! It's Miss Minutes. It's every time I hear her voice. I know you have the figure.
Gee whiz! Oh my
Jasmine.
Every time I hear her voice, I just think of Miss Minutes.
Oh, Lord.
Jasmine is something else on this show.
So this is a moment where she did turn to me because I'm like, Mom, watch this woman. She's from the South. And I just want you to pay attention to this accent. And she started talking. She looked at me like, what the hell is wrong with her? Right? Because you hear her talking before, right? And then she's like, she does it again when she talks to Julie to do the vote.
Yeah.
She's like, what? Like, she didn't understand it all, right? Oh my gosh. It's so heavy-handed. It's so fake.
It's not even, it's like a character that she's playing when she has to be on for the show or for Julie or like on live TV. She goes into caricature mode. But when she's playing the game, it's just the normal whatever person, you know what I mean? Like, and it's just like, why are you not that way in the DR? What is making you do this character? I don't get it. It's what I constantly think about when I watch her.
I felt kind of embarrassed. I honestly, because in some circles, and I'm not saying it's my personal opinion, but I can understand this opinion. It's what Spike Lee would refer to as coonery and buffoonery.
Okay.
Right. So, Jeff, you get what I'm saying. Dave, do you get what I'm saying by that?
I think I do.
Okay.
But what are you saying?
That she is a couple steps from being minstrelly inclined.
Yes,
if you get what I'm saying.
I can see what you're saying. That.
Okay, I'm just
guys. We also had this other moment in the episode here where we have Nicole and Daniel saying the rest of the house are a bunch of losers. They're a bunch of clowns.
These are a bunch of clowns.
Any thoughts, Jeff, on your draft picks?
I mean,
Team Jeff in this draft this year.
It took a week for me to figure out that these two were the worst. Last night I was watching the episode and I thought of what Jaemeel said about how week 1 HOH sets a tone for not only week 1 but like the whole game. And I think because of the way Daniel played with, like, basically he chose Nicole and everyone else was whatever, and he was like, oh, I'll just take out Taylor because people want me to. Like, he had no thought into the HOH. He just tried to go with the flow and do the right thing on, textbook, but it doesn't always work that way. You have to read the house and see what's right for you, and he didn't do that, and it ruined now Nicole's game, and he's out next. I mean, it's not even.
Yeah,
I don't even think it's a thing.
Yeah,
right?
he said end the season.
Oh my God. Just end the season already. Buy my plane ticket. I'll just start packing my bags now.
But why?
Nicole
Why?
waits to be in LA.
Why have that attitude? Why not just be like, okay, it sucks, all right, but maybe it'll be better.
With
if I-
HOH.
Yeah, win HOH.
Oh yeah, he was already missing Nicole.
Nicole, wait for me in LA.
Nicole.
Nicole, I want out of here. Yeah, he might just self-evict then at that point. Then you don't get your
He
stipend.
just needs to survive one more week, and then he's in jury.
Yeah,
Like I
I don't understand. I don't understand how you could ride your whole game so early on one person, and then once that person gets backdoored by you in a weird way, you don't adapt. Like you just kind of go, okay, well, that's it. You know,
I just don't think he's the brightest, Daniel. I think he's kind of a follower. He seems like the kind of guy who would join a cult.
he has the hair.
Yeah.
I see what you're
And apologies to anyone who has that haircut. But I'm sorry that I said that.
And apologies to all cult
I
members.
also feel that you should go to a barber ASAP with that haircut.
yeah, it's definitely unique. Yeah, his haircut. It's not something I would choose.
Right. Well, speaking of like putting so much on one person in the game, Jeff, let's talk about this showmance here between Alyssa and Kyle, which seems like would be, the bigger ramification I think of this veto not being used by Daniel, not just that Nicole goes out here at this point in the game. It's also that Alyssa stays, and Alyssa's not in that Leftovers alliance, and therefore this showmance is a liability to the alliance in some ways, right? Because he's got this person on the side that's loyal to him, but he's obviously trying to stay loyal to these other 6 people.
Also, I think all he cares about, Kyle, is that Alyssa gets to jury. He just needs to get through one more vote where Alyssa isn't the target, and Kyle will be a happy man.
Let's have some fun.
So horny.
Am I right?
Yeah.
That's all he wants.
I'm just too horny, dude.
So he's like, "We'll get Daniel. Well, if they get Daniel before jury, then Kyle's
Yeah, all good.
I can't help it. She's so hot.
He figures that she would be a vote for him, right?
Yeah, it's also in the jury too, right?
Yeah.
You want that person.
Hell yeah, I want to come. Okay.
Don't shut the door.
And it's not a secret. See, that's the whole problem. Is like it's not a secret that Alyssa is,
He thinks
close-
it is. He was
close-
trying to claim, we're trying to play it on the down low. People won't be able to tell, right?
Because Joseph has told him already,
This whole moment here where they're making out next to maybe Sleepy Daniel.
He looks
Weekend at
past-
Bernie's
He,
Daniel.
he looks passed out.
He looks like, Weekend at Birdie's.
Isn't this a perfect example of Daniel's gameplay this season?
Yeah, that's what he did the whole game.
Like, even if Kyle and Alyssa ended up long term, right? They'd be like, remember our first kiss? Remember how the lights were on and Daniel was right there?
yeah, not a good player. I don't know how you
Not bright, says Debbie Springer. So,
Yeah, I don't know how you list off some of the better players and you're nowhere near.
he's asking to be brought back for All Stars, Jeff.
What?
Well, yeah, sorry.
Well, you know what? Let's be fair. Have we not seen who was in All Stars last season or 2 seasons ago? Right?
Yeah.
Was
There was some
second
questionable-
second boot got into All Stars.
Do you
Yeah, the David.
Yeah.
do you think Paloma will be brought back for an All-Star?
Maybe.
If she gets the help that she needs,
Yeah.
Right.
maybe.
Well, near.
As there's a series of other conversations they show in this episode too. I just wanted to kind of recap it. The one out here in the backyard. I think this is where people started to figure out what side of the house is what. Like the people who were not on the other side of the vote. It's not like it's just rocket science.
No.
Trying to figure out who the leftovers are alliance and who's in it based on who's hanging out with who.
But Monty was smart tonight to make sure that he got and not to be a close vote, because then he probably would have to. Because then they would have known Kyle flipped.
Right.
It's like Kyle got everything he wanted this week, every single thing. He didn't have to be the one vote that voted with the leftovers over the Alyssa Indy crew. He got Alyssa off the block. he got Daniel to do it, and he got Nicole out. Like everything was turning up Kyle this week.
And Monty, right?
I won't be surprised if Kyle wins HOH.
Yeah.
He's gunning for it. He's repeatedly stated that he wants to gun for it.
This conversation here between Monty and Nicole, where Nicole's like, she tells Monty here, well, if I was HOH next week, I would go after like Indy and Alyssa. And then Monty's like, oh, thank you. I'm just going to go tell the girls that so they'll have a reason to vote you out. And therefore, yeah, you're right. It was all about not exposing the alliance. That kept coming up here in the episode, right? Like we can't expose the leftovers. What is there that much risk if the other side knew what the leftovers was?
Probably not, because the leftovers probably going to win the competitions, other than maybe the odd person.
With the Bestie Alliance, there's only a couple places where they're exposed, really.
Yeah,
and that's the only thing. So
Michael and Brittany,
and technically you have the Terrence, Monty, and Joseph alliance.
Is Terrence kind of in the leftover? Is he in the leftovers?
No, he's not.
But
I don't know what Terrence. Is Terrence on the show?
Terrence is a side alliance for Monty and Joseph. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, how are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Hey, how are you? The other one, Monty tells Jasmine here, just about the whole.
That is hilarious.
Please, BB Comics, use that as the template.
That is the template.
Oh my god!
Oh no, that's a perfect moment in time.
Oh my god!
I gotta tell you.
So, I was just trying to do some. I was trying to do some math, in terms of what would happen if what's his name? If Alyssa, Indy, Taylor get put up, right? Would the leftovers still have the numbers to vote them out and to vote in the right way? So, seeing that the other side of the house is Jasmine, Terrence, Indy, Alyssa, and Daniel, right? So if one of them wins HOH, that means automatically, sorry, my math is wrong. Sorry. So it'd be Jasmine, Terrence, and Daniel who would be voting for that side if Alyssa, Indy, and Taylor are up, because Indy and Taylor won't be able to vote. And then if one of them wins HOH, that means there's only 2 votes on that side. Versus,
what if Daniel won the HOH? Wouldn't that be funny? Mary Bass asks.
That would be hilarious, because who got put up? Monty.
As long as it's not Michael and Brittany, right? Then the other side is fine.
If it's Monty, Joseph, Terrence?
If it's Monty, Joseph, Terrence, then they only have 2 votes taken away from them.
Yeah.
Right? So that means they have what? They have Michael, Brittany, Turner, Horny Boy, and Taylor voting. That's 5 votes, right?
Yeah.
I'm just too horny, dude.
And then they would only have 4 votes, so they still have the numbers.
Yeah,
because they would.
That's what's up.
Jasmine, Terrence, Alyssa, and Indy. That's 4 votes. So 4-5, they still lose. So their best case scenario, the other side's best case scenario is if one of the leftovers wins HOH, right? And then somehow decide to put Michael and Brittany up, right? That's the only way that they would have enough votes, and then they possibly still need a flip.
Yeah, no, the leftovers are in control of this game, and on the unlikely chance they don't win power, then you deal with it. You can get around things.
Michael
there's
and Brittany need to win POV or make sure that they're not put up.
Right. But just back to the episode tonight. Let's just talk about the whole thing here. Jeff, what do you think of Nicole's speech?
I don't know. A little pleading, a little petty, a little. It was a lot. It was
damage
not that-
control. I think it was damage control.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot. She definitely the whole episode for her was damage control, especially when Julie, started laying.
Yeah, she was like, I love this game and everything else, and I had a great time. Like, especially at the end where she was just like, I'm gonna just like smile my way through this. Taylor's speech here, I thought was something.
Taylor?
To my friends and family at home, I know it's been difficult watching my experience in this house. Thank you. And I promise you it ain't over till it's over. Nicole, to quote a Big Brother superfan, Rihanna, you look so dumb right now. Choosing me as your festy bestie, you thought was your security blanket. But here you are, both of us sitting on the chopping block because of your closest ally in the house who thought that you would still be safe. To the house guests, if you keep me in this game, you've always understood where I stand. I've never covered any tracks. I've never tried to misguide or mislead any of you. If you keep Nicole, you'll have someone that thinks that they can manipulate your game and wrap you around their finger to get what they need. It's not the game I choose to play moving forward. You will always know where I stand. I love you all, including you, Nicole, and I wish everyone here the best.
That's why she wouldn't miss.
Thank you both. All right, it is now time for the live voting to begin.
So I like the speech, but I also think that speech is bad. And I'll tell you for what reason. It is way too polished. It is way too polished. I do not want someone who could do like such an effective and concise speech that doesn't seem hurried, is composed. I don't really particularly want that person at the end.
Would you? Yeah, you wouldn't want to sit next to Taylor at the end. It would be suicide. She might win, even if you had a better game.
Do you think that might be what the whole thing with Taylor has been from the beginning? That these girls are kind of threatened by her ability to talk like that, and they know from the pageants and everything.
No, because look, I make that point. That's for the final two, right? There is so much to get there that it seems foolhardy to this person's a great speech writer or speech sayer. I'm going to get them out the first. That makes no sense. That's like saying, well, this person's very strong. I should get rid of them early. Oh, wait, they don't do that in Big Brother, but yet it still always consistently plays a major part of this game. So why are we we're worried about someone who could say a good speech if they make it to the end versus someone who can actively control their own narrative, win power consistently through the game, like Michael? Right? Where's the target for Michael? Right?
Yeah.
Well, he should have a huge target on him, right?
Should.
But he doesn't.
Not at the moment, because I don't know. I guess it's coming down to who do they want to live into the jury phase with, maybe too.
Yeah,
that's
maybe.
the phase. I think Nicole was a threat. I think they're also trying to, they want this leftovers alliance to go down to as close to the final 7 as possible. It won't last to the final 7, of course, but we'll see. I think that the members of it know it's kind of the narrative story on the show at the moment, and the story, part of what the story that they're telling.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think the Taylor speech also was just a little bit too cut. I think she just didn't need to really put some of the parts in. Yeah, I think
she should have called her more.
She did it because she wanted to. Yeah, she did it because it felt good to do it. That's why she did it.
Do what feels good, except when it's in Kyle's case.
Yeah.
Look, she could have said a lot more. I'm just saying.
Yeah, she could have.
Just imagine if Rachel Riley was in her shoes. I think that speech was very nice in comparison to if it was Rachel Riley or Janelle.
Right. Or if it had been Amanda Zuckerman.
Or
right.
Or even Gina Marie.
Or Candace from that same season.
Yeah.
Howie!
Howie.
Okay, and then just on I guess the how this final sort of vote went.
Before we get to the vote, can we talk about the voting?
Sure.
Now,
What about?
we've already expressed our feelings about people doing shout outs during the voting segment.
I hate it.
Now, and I saw Brittany was a culprit of this. They now are aware of where the cameras are when they're leaving, so they're not longer going at the camera like directly. That they speak to Julie with. They know the cameras at the side, and Brittany was now talking to that, right, when she was leaving the place. We don't need this at all, right?
How are you gonna police it?
We don't need to see each and everyone's live vote, right? Show me a compilation, right?
You know what's great about Big Brother Australia, Jaemeel?
Go ahead.
Is sometimes, well, usually when they do the vote, they do it more Survivor style. And they'll show some people voting, but they don't show everybody. And then other times they show everybody voting, and other times they won't. They switch it up. They do different things. Plus, there's no shout outs.
I think if you're not going to have an audience, what's the point of this whole live vote thing?
Big Brother doesn't need to have an audience. That's how I feel about it.
But that's the excitement of it. Like, okay, everybody, get ready. Now this person's coming in. And that's the whole idea of doing this live show on Thursday. Otherwise, it's an edited show. Who cares? Just like, take out these shout outs.
I think it's too much tradition. It's tradition that after the person's voted out and they open the door, that people shout and yell out the door to no one because there's no audience. They stand around by the memory wall waiting for the person to get grayed out. For what reason? There's no reason. The person's gone, right? I don't need to stand there and wait for the picture to go gray. I already voted you out, right? You're dead to me already, right? It's these Big Brother traditions, like, who wants to see my HOH room? Like, and then the music, like,
but it's never exciting, no matter how much they put that music.
Doing that thing where they wave while they're walking up to the stage to see Julie,
Yeah.
that is BBUS's version of in Big Brother Canada, where they clap as they walk upstairs.
I want, when I get eliminated from Big Brother Canada, for people to boo, right? Boo, you suck. If they
Either
have,
way,
like,
a reaction's a reaction.
leftover garbage, they start throwing at me.
Yeah, you're not even worthy of the leftovers.
Walk away.
But the fact that this vote took so long that they stretched it out, guys, and then Jasmine gave us this very crazy
the chicken and whatever she said.
She said prettier than a thing of ribs before, guys, but now
Hey, Julie, you look prettier than a chicken wing in an air fryer.
Why, thank you.
My mom looked directly at me like, what the hell was that?
That's not pretty. You would look like a shriveled up oil covered.
Yeah, I eat chicken wings from the air fryer, guys, and they don't look that pretty.
No, they taste good.
They taste fine, but they're not prettier than any other wing. If anything, less pretty.
Yeah,
that
was a bad analogy. It's another clue to the fake character that she's putting on. That is just like making up colloquialisms.
What is the end game, though? Like, you're hoping to land a Southern chicken commercial after this?
Yeah,
like,
it feels like she's gonna be on Popeyes or something. I don't know. Like,
she's gonna have a Los Polos Hermanos
franchise at the end of this. Like, what is the end game? I just don't understand. Right?
Yeah. Debbie Springer, not a fan. Hope she goes next.
She won't. She'll go. She's going
to
make
a double eviction. Give me a triple eviction. Let's get Daniel.
This man is
going.
Is the likely to be the next go.
It's not cold inside. Why are you wearing that?
It's cool looking.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's comfortable.
Oh, I have to live with these people.
It's to shield him from the people.
Yeah.
Got other than that, in the vote, I didn't pull it as a sound, but Turner was like, "What's up?"
What's up, Miss Julie?
I feel like he hasn't been on the show that much yet.
Like, listen, Spicoli. If he ever talks to me, listen, Spicoli, you need to quiet down. Oh my gosh,
he ain't cool.
He ain't. I think you're talking about Daniel, but yes, I also agree about both them. Like, Turner's in my good graces still, right? But my gosh,
Can we talk about this guy?
why
Kyle?
does he look like he's holding in a fart?
He really reminds me of the guy from Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Build him a man.
Yeah,
he's Rocky.
he's the Brad guy or whatever. Whoever Sharon.
Brad.
Susan
Yeah,
the guy who sings "Damn It, Janet" or whatever, right?
Is it Brian Botsworth?
I think so. He was from like Spin City.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
The mayor from Spin City.
The mayor from Spin City. He's like the second coming of that.
So I'm trying to stay disciplined and take cold showers.
These cold showers, you know.
I can understand where he's coming from.
Well, I just want him to shut up and kiss me. So
I don't like it on the show this much, but I get why it is because the girls especially will love this, And
I'm a girl and I'm in love. What can I say?
Barry Bostwick. Sorry.
What's
Barry
that?
Bostwick. I'm sorry. I have this issue. It's Barry Bostwick, and he played Brad Majors.
Daniel's not cool.
He ain't.
That's
He
his
ain't.
Kyle's cooler than Daniel.
What do you think about Kyle? Like, do you think he is in a good spot here, or is Alyssa going to be a liability?
He's in a risky spot because of his connection with Alyssa, and his alliance is less likely to trust him, and he's likely to be a flipper if they're not careful with how they handle it. It's tenuous. It's made the Leftovers alliance fractured, I think, and they have a liability here, but they got to handle it delicately.
Kyle needs to make sure that they want to take out Indy more. That Indy's a bigger threat. That's what he needs to convince everybody of.
Is Indy a bigger threat?
No.
Yeah, but eventually he's going to have to cut Alyssa, no matter what.
Yes, but you want to. I'm telling you, he just needs to get her to jury. That's what I'm telling you. That's all.
If he plans to join her in jury, that's one thing, but I don't know. The more time,
that's what's up.
That's what's up.
Let's see what underhand deals or jobs she does and finds herself staying a lot longer.
What was a better showmance here, Kyle and Alyssa, or Jedson and Beth, Jaemeel?
Jedson and Beth. I guess by default it has to be Kyle because one, they're not sharing. Kyle is not sharing Alyssa with anyone. It's
Jedson did share Beth with Tashawn for a while, but it started to get more about Jedson and Beth.
No Ranketh. Never heard of anybody.
Cutest man in the world.
I believe Tayshaun is on Big Brother. The Amazing Race Canada, right?
Yeah, with his father.
Oh, is he Tashaun?
Yeah.
He already won Big Brother Canada.
Oh, so he can get more money.
Tashaun and I have been boys since day one. We just happen to have a crush on the same girl.
Yeah, they're in the Isosceles Triangle.
The Isosceles Triangle, aka the sauce, has been on fire in competitions lately.
Isosceles Triangle. So people are wondering if there might be another sauce developing, which might be Monty and Joseph and Indy.
What? Really? Monty, Joseph, and Indy as an Isosceles Triangle? Jeff.
It's breaking news to me. It could work. I don't know if the structure is going to be solid, but
so a lot of people are positioning themselves post leftovers.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why the people are gathering up forces. That's why Michael and Brittany were like, hey, if we can get Daniel, Daniel is going to be a big enough target that we can, keep with us. Right? Or Alyssa and Alex. They're like, who can we pick up? And they're like, hey, if we can get another pair like Michael and Brittany, that would do us well. Right? So you have Joseph, Turner, and Monty as a trio. They're like, well, who are we gonna get? We can try and get Taylor. Taylor's kind of with us, but we should also try to shore up ourselves and make sure that we have inroads with Indy, because what happens if we break up and things get fractured? We can kind of position ourselves that way, right? People are learning their lessons from the cookout last season, which was they a good portion of the people played a good game, and then when it was time to start eating their own, right, and it was getting close to eating their own, I should say, a lot of people who had people outside the alliance, they cut them, like Claire. Tiffany got rid of Claire, and then when push came to shove, she had no one there to protect her, or no one there on her side. They didn't have enough bodies. So you don't want to get to the very end. It doesn't make any sense unless you have numbers in the group. And right now,
So
Monty,
proud of Tiffany. I'm so excited.
right? So Michael and Brittany, Alex, right? They're gonna do what they gotta do.
Open white person, baby, all day.
You are.
I know. I've done that math exercise.
That was not the clip I was expecting. I'll repeat it again. Brittany and Michael, right, as well as Alex, they're gonna do what they need to do.
Oh,
Do what you need to do.
They might do it on a big blue couch.
They might.
Oh.
Big blue couch. Grab a seat and some popcorn with your friends.
We occasionally throw you bones, Dave, okay? If
Yeah.
you hit your clips.
Do what you need to do. Do what you need to do.
Oh, I will.
Oh, Ozza. She will be missed.
His name is Lucius.
You're just going
Let's go through them all.
Call me petty, but I guess that's what I am.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Sometimes we go through the Oz's greatest hits, you know?
My boobs look great. No penis.
Great sound bites.
Yay, Kylan.
So, like, Indy's the best for sound bites on this season, but, like, I don't know who would be second.
Sound bites this season? Like, it's
Daniel
Jasmine, probably.
Jasmine, Indy.
Daniel puts his foot in his mouth so many times that it's just like, it's so great.
Oh, yeah. He's how not to play Big Brother. He's like a manual.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to live with these people. Just stop. From this point on, just stop.
With the lace?
So great.
Delays.
Oh my gosh. Get that sponsorship, girl. Get it.
Buy my plane ticket. I'll just start packing my bags now. From here on out, do not speak to me. Hey, I'm Daniel, and I've been touring professionally as a musician for the last 10 years, and I love meeting new people and making new friends. Oh my God.
That might be
Just
the
end the
funniest
season already.
That might be the funniest clip you've played the whole night.
He likes making friends.
I love meeting new people and making new friends.
Yeah. He did.
He just seems so
These are
out
a
of
bunch
his depth. He's just so out of his depth.
Yeah, he's just not prepared to play Big Brother.
Look,
So you're in the position now where you can rally for votes and maybe even apologize for some things you've said in this house.
what I don't understand is I like Big Brother, and I've watched many a seasons of Big Brother. Live feeds, a lot of analysis and game theory thought. But I would not consider myself or promote the fact that I'm a super fan. I don't think there's like different tiers, right? And I don't think I'm at that level, especially when you have people like who can memorize and break down, the chances that it's this competition, right? Like people who have that type of analytical, memory towards Big Brother is on a totally different level, right? I enjoy the game theory of it, and I love the show, right? But I would never count myself as a super fan. I'm more of a super fan than Daniel, and he's using the term super fan.
He doesn't really know what it means, though. So it's kind of like saying you're a doctor, but you can go to medical school, or like you're saying you're a colonel and you weren't even in the army, right? Like kind of like Colonel Sanders.
It's more like saying I could hit a fastball down the middle, but no, you can't. You know,
You
what I
can't
mean?
do that.
Man, batting stances like this.
Yeah.
It's like, oh Lord. You're not gonna hit anything. You can't even hit a pinata, dude. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
It just feel like people stop saying you're a super fan. You're not, right? You like the show. You're a fan of the show. That's fine.
To some of it, I think it just means not a recruit per se.
Yeah, but I feel like he was a recruit.
I feel like he's something. I feel like
seems
he's
to know nothing of the game as far as how to play
So
it.
we also have to realize that in this day and age, a super fan can be a recruit because if they're looking up people on socials or like some people were taken from Tinder, not in this season particularly, but like they'll take people from all sorts of areas and information. You could easily find out if someone's a Big Brother fan by just checking out their socials because they might comment on it, right? And that already skews people towards a certain percentage of fandom, right? There's lots of people who watch Big Brother. They don't take the time to podcast about it or comment it about on Twitter or TikTok or whatever. So yes, there's levels of fandom. You ain't no super fan though.
Right.
No, I think that's a good assessment of it. Okay, guys, can we talk about this festy bestie twist here and the fact that Taylor, as being the survivor of this vote, is left without a festy bestie for the last week of the twist. Now, she had the option to join the trio of Terrence and Monty and Joseph. Doesn't take it. But did you think that was interesting? We had speculated that maybe they would make Terrence go with her because he only had gone to that trio or become part of a trio, because he didn't have somewhere to go before. He had been left alone. But she ultimately here chooses to go instead with Alyssa and Indy. Why? Jaemeel, explain.
I can explain it.
Okay, explain it.
Because those two are not in the leftovers, so she can go sit with them and not have to worry.
Okay, but they're also good. She'll probably go up again with them at some point.
Yeah, right. But she's already done it. You know what I mean?
It also puts the other side in a disadvantage because if they still want to go after Taylor, they're going to kind of screw themselves by taking away 2 votes.
And I don't know if Taylor sits on the block like almost every week pre-jury. That's something to brag about later.
I guess so. So Mary says, I don't think I'm a super fan. I don't remember everyone's names and the winners. Same thing. That's why, I'm more of a fan of the game theory, right?
Yeah.
So, but that's the same reason why I watched, Survivor. Like the challenge of the interaction and the strategy, social game aspect there, right? And Big Brother Survivor provides 2 outlets for that.
Don't you find the show kind of missing? And not saying this is a good or a bad thing, but it's kind of missing what it used to have, where it was really just a bunch of degenerates thrown into a house, and the epic fights that occurred. Right?
Yeah.
That's kind of why people watch this show. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm just saying that's kind of what Big Brother was built on for a long time, and now it seems like any fight kind of gets completely.
It's a game show now.
Yeah, it's more of a game show now. Yeah, it was more of a reality show before, and now it's more of a game show.
The reason why for that is because they can't out reality shows some of the reality shows that are currently airing, right? They can't go as low as other people. So people are like, there's a fight, but it wasn't as great as a fight as a Housewives or 100-Day Fiance or something like that, where it just gets really trashy, or Love Island, right? In terms of the showmances. So their thought process, in my opinion, is we're going to find this balance. And they try to keep it as balanced as possible, where they get a little bit of fights, a little bit of showmance, right? And that's going to carry their narrative of the formula, right? A little bit of the challenges, not too difficult, not too easy. And then when it goes into an extreme on the live feeds, they always hold back because, once again, they don't want to go to the extremes because they don't think that they're like the middle ground, right? So I feel like the other shows have forced them to be like that, right? I kind of wish that it would go back to the other one because one, you get more interesting people, right? In terms of
they also cast differently now. They used to cast some real, blue collar people for sure.
Kiefer is not getting on to Big Brother US. He wouldn't.
Why?
It's me!
Oh, wait. What about her? What about Brittany? She got on.
She got on, but she's also a Taekwondo, champion who kind of like Brittany kind of fills the role that what's her name was in. What was her name?
Brittany.
Wait, was named Brittany too?
Yeah.
It's me!
So like they feel like the same type of
I feel like
short.
I feel like Brittany is the other Brittany? Yeah, like their counterparts.
Yeah, like.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna see the man with the mullet and the gullet.
The man with the mullet, big gullet, bigger heart. Let's go.
Kiefer would be like the Turner this season,
right?
He's that archetype.
I think it's that sort of unusual type, sort of eccentric.
But I think he has more of an opportunity to succeed in Big Brother Canada than he would in Big Brother US.
Probably, yeah, because the US cast is a little bit more preppy for, like, I don't know how else to describe it. The US cast is a little bit more
model-esque,
elitist. You know,
it's very elitist. It's very like they all look like models for the most part. For like say 80% of the cast,
and then you get a Terrence, Turner. And Terrence.
Yeah, they threw a couple in there, but like in general, it's more of like it's mostly Instagram types or whatever.
Red vines, those are the truth.
Yeah, Terrence in there, and Daniel. I don't know what to make of him.
He's just sad. He's always sad.
I get like a Steven Seagal vibe off of Daniel for some reason.
He doesn't kick.
Yeah, I've been watching Big Brother for like 15 years.
Can Daniel kick? I've never seen him raise his legs.
Yeah. Comment here from Mary was, but I remember when Kesar got voted out when he would go back into the game. Do you all remember that? It was epic.
Yeah.
Kesar?
Yeah, when Kesar came back.
Was that in 6?
Yes. I was like, it becomes such a blur, the exact numbers. Like, especially during my era, because like,
was it in All Stars? Was it 7?
7.
7 was
I believe. Yeah. Well, I only know Kesar from the other time he played. When it was
Dave, you gotta go back, dude. Like they have YouTube like compilations where it's like Big Brother blah 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 in like an hour.
I started in 15 and I've been watching since 15. But
you gotta go back.
I was watching some clips the other day, Jaemeel. I was watching some of the fights. Like you go do a compilation of just the fights, Steve.
Yeah.
And the ones with Russell and everybody pretty much.
Russell's brother?
No. This is another guy named Russell. Yeah, and he was like nuts. Like he was
Evil Dick.
Evil Dick.
Evil Dick. Even when they had Josh Martinez on there.
No, Dave.
Evil Dick comparison to Josh Martinez is like night and day.
Yeah, no, it's not even close. Like it's
winners.
It changed at a certain point. Yeah, they won, but Josh won the modern game.
Zach Rance.
Zach was like the last guy that before the modern era.
He was of a dying breed. Are you saying?
Yes, that's what I think.
Yeah,
like 15 was the last. In my opinion, the last real season of Big 15. Brother. Yeah, that was the most reality based. And I'm not saying I still watch it. I'm just saying before it was a little bit more. Who are these people? And
things changed after 15 for good and for bad.
It turned into a game show.
Yeah,
right.
Because there was too much liable lawsuit potentials, and they were,
If the show wasn't on CBS proper and it was on Discovery or some other affiliate cable network, it would have been continuing the same. If it was on MTV, it would have continued the same. But the fact that it's on CBS, and in terms of CBS, in terms of the demographic, which skews very old, and this is their youngest skewing show, you don't want that type of backlash, because then what happens if it starts impacting your CSIs and your other procedural shows where sponsors want to pull out, right?
No,
So
you gotta keep things.
But it's on 3 times a week, and yeah, I get you. I see what you're saying.
yeah,
Right.
it's your lead-in show, or in this case, it isn't their lead-in show. What was showing before? Was it It wasn't Ghosts, was it? What was? I don't remember CBS's schedule nowadays.
Do we have any spoilers?
No, dude. The feeds
Live
will, feeds will. So yeah, Young Sheldon and Ghosts, like those shows. Those shows are not going to. You cannot have like the old Big Brother of old with those 2 shows as a lead-in, and then after that you have CSI Vegas, which is classic CSI.
Right. Let's talk just a little bit about the evictee tonight, a little bit more. Nicole, who Jeff drafted 10th overall.
I thought it was a good pick at the time.
It was. I wouldn't necessarily say, if you look at what's there on the board after, after 9, 10th isn't Nicole is 10th. Wasn't a bad choice at all.
I am a fighter.
No, I would have taken Kyle. I think everyone would have taken Kyle. Above
I would have taken Kyle.
Kyle went last. How did he go? We all passed him over.
I said I was not doing Kyle 3.0. I said it. I said it. I still stand by it.
I'm so surprised Daryl didn't take him. Like Daryl took Indy instead of Kyle.
I think that unemployed. Because if you look at our other draft, our Big Brother Canada draft, Summer went last overall, I believe, and I believe that she was also unemployed. Right. So
I still don't understand how Turner went first, though.
Jane was all about Turner, right? We also have the whole Marvin Atchie replacement here with Joseph, but yeah, Jeff. Now you only head down to Daniel. You're not looking good to win in this season.
No, I knew I wasn't winning after I told you. I came on here and I told you guys it's over. I'm losing.
Jaemeel, Taylor, and Alyssa
still in the game.
You're still in the game, but I think who's your best bet to win this between those 2?
Technically, Alyssa is.
Right. I only have Monty left.
I think there's a lot of people there's still a lot of game left to play, right? So
yeah,
like Team Daryl, Daryl, bless your heart, you're not winning this
Pooch
season.
and Indy.
Please, I need help to win the game.
Bless your heart, Daryl, you're not winning this season.
Dave, do you have that clip?
Oh yeah.
I don't mind playing with Pucci. I don't know if that's his thing, but I would never judge him. It's fun, and you guys really should have.
She kind of did judge him. She kind of laughed at him.
Looking at the list, I think everyone has a chance to win except Daryl.
Not me. I don't think Daniel has a chance.
I don't think Daniel's a hope in hell of winning this game.
If Daniel wins HOH and does it's not like he's on the block yet. He still has a chance to win.
Can Terrence win this game?
But it's his attitude that's going to get him evicted.
Do you think Indy has a better shot at winning than Daniel? I think that if Daniel gets some momentum and let's say he hooks up with Kyle, Alyssa, and
if Daniel runs some this incredible season where he's always on the outs and he just wins his way to the end, then maybe. But I think Indy's got a better chance just from playing a sort of average game.
She has a better chance to sit beside somebody everybody hates.
But winning the game, I think she has no chance right now.
Well, it depends if if there was a bitter jury, the right final 2. Who's to say?
What is her her final speech gonna be?
It would be, I don't judge Pucci for what he wanted me to do with his things.
I love horses. I do horseback riding whenever I have extra money because it's super expensive. But anyways.
Just because I take a little while longer than normal humans should heal and be happy again.
So wait, are you saying that the dragon is gonna be rising?
I don't have that dragon clip.
Oh, you have to get that.
Yeah, I know. I gotta
If
go
Indy
back.
wins HOH, you have to pull that clip. For
I have the
Sunday.
dragon. I have to go like through the feeds to get it. You know.
Please, 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 please. I've been through a lot in my life already. I don't want to do this.
I don't want to do this.
I don't want to do this. Please, Nicole, please save it.
Oh.
Help me learn this game.
Another reason why Taylor also paired up with Indy and Alyssa is Taylor, if she doesn't win HOH, I think she'll be one of the few people who has not been a have-not. So I think they have to pick a pair to be a have-not. So Indy and Alyssa were just have-nots, which Indy was really pissed about being. So chances are not going to be a have-not again next week or this upcoming week because like they were just have-nots.
Right. Well, she was the worst half knot ever, I believe. What is that?
The most miserable have not of Big Brother history.
Okay, other than cold showers and slop, what else is a have not?
Have not room.
Have not room. You don't get a
have
proper
not.
bed.
Those three things.
That's it.
But it's not that bad. It's not like living on Survivor.
It's not like other Big Brothers where if you are in a doghouse of some sort, you're literally living in a doghouse or you have some kind of punishment that you have to deal with. Those are harsh conditions.
See, in Big Brother Australia,
what did Turner do to the muffin? Didn't he only eat half of it?
I didn't
I think you might have.
Is that like the episode of Seinfeld? Like, where's the top of this muffin go? You don't think that the homeless people
That
want
was
muffins?
brought up. I'm sorry, I didn't listen to that part of the feeds. I missed that muffin part. Do you know the muffin part?
I don't know the Muffin Man.
The one from on Drury Lane.
One lives on Drury Lane.
Okay, the thing that they do in Big Brother Australia, guys, is instead of having have-nots, what they do is they give the whole house a competition, and sometimes like so they get X amount of money by winning these competitions to shop for groceries for the week. Sometimes they give them no money, and sometimes they give them like a whole bunch, depending on the competition, how much they can save. Yeah, so it's interesting. You get to see what they actually order and stuff. It's interesting.
We should have like a segment each show. Like, how would this show be better if it was Big Brother Australia?
That's right. Big Brother Australia has
if
some good ideas.
If they had been doing this in Big Brother Australia, it would have been a better episode tonight because this would have been like involved. I think that should be a segment. Guys, okay, so we don't know who the new HOH is, but Jeff, who do you want to see be the next HOH more than anything? What's the most interesting for you?
The most interesting?
Yeah.
Probably Daniel, right? Or Jasmine. You know, someone
No, they've both already been in power.
No, I know. That's why it's the most interesting.
Because you want to see like the Empire
Or
Strike
Indy.
Back here?
Indy's my answer. She would be the most interesting to see win HOH.
Indy, well, who's gonna help her figure out the
Nicole
thing here?
Nicole
is.
What, did she want Nicole to help her? Please help me figure it out.
Yeah.
I was a police officer for 10 years before I became a chef.
Yeah.
I was a detective for 2 of those years.
So please help us because I don't know how to figure out this game.
I have all of your backs.
Please help us. I don't know how to play this game.
And all three of those people I think she was talking to voted her out. I think. Didn't work.
Right.
He was a really bad player.
I'm trying to read up on Muffingate quickly so I can talk about
Turner and Muffingate.
Hold
Turner
on.
has been one of the least sampled people for sounds this season so far. He's been quiet. He's a quiet guy.
Yeah. It was kind of painful watching Nicole's DRs tonight because, like, I don't know, I was just like, you're so not aware of the house at all. Like, she thought Taylor was actually going home.
Yeah, I feel like Nicole's going to need therapy after this season.
She might need someone to talk to.
I don't think she had her head on quite right. Who cares if you're a police officer anyway, by the way?
No, she was the detective for 2 of those years, Dave.
But what does that mean? Like you should be on a
Saw
TV show?
Shit. I don't know. I think it means you're smarter than everybody and you can read people, and I think that's what people associate it with.
Is that what it takes to be a detective?
Okay. All right. I'm up to date.
Okay.
I'm up to date
Muffin
on the
Gate.
Muffin Gate.
Yes.
Okay. So before the vote, I know Mary already knows about this, but so before the vote, Jasmine went upstairs to Joseph and Monty, demanding answers because, and she lifted up her bag, right? I had 2 muffins in here, and now there's only a muffin and a half. What happened with the muffin?
Who said this?
Jasmine. She
Jasmine said,
demands answers.
what happened with the muffins?
What
Muffin
happened
Gate?
with the muffin? She just came off as an HOH, as a have not, and she was saving those muffins, and she was looking forward to eating them. She put them aside. She went to DR, and then she came back, and it was only a half. And she demanded answers. She wanted justice. So
Why would you take half a muffin?
she's questioning people, got no answer. She's frustrated. So who stole the muffin?
We demand the extradition of Kirk. We demand justice.
So
Turner.
It was Turner. Turner was talking to Taylor and felt that Jasmine was playing them. So he went and he took half of the muffin, right? To prank her, right? To rile her up.
Guilty as charged.
Guilty. Now, the interesting thing about Turner is I don't feel bad because Turner has also been maligned. He's also been mistreated in the house. He has very specific food allergies and can only eat certain things. He eats a different version of slop, right? Because he's vegan and I think he has a gluten issue. Not quite sure. So he has food specifically when he became HOH that he got that is focused towards treats of his particular diet. Well, he was just a have-not. Funny thing, people have been using his food that he can't eat, that he put aside for when he's off slop that he can eat. But people keep using like in abundance, so it's running out. One of the main culprits, Indy, right, has been using his specific food. And he's tried not to blow up about it, but people have mentioned it, like saying, hey, ease up on his food. He needs it, when he comes back, because it's not like he can just eat everyone else's food, right?
Right.
This is his specifically. So him taking a half of a muffin and Jasmine thinking it's the end of the world, it's a little bit like you need to, read the room and understand the situation. So, Mary, I hear you in terms of Muffin Gate, but I think that Turner has faced greater atrocities than this, here. All right. So
yeah, it seems like they have plenty of food to go around most of the time. I don't know what the problem is in general.
Yes. So when someone has a specific diet, you should be, conscious of it. Yes, respectful, Dave. And to answer your question, because I was focused, on Muffin Gate, who do I want to be HOH? Oh, I want Taylor.
You want a Taylor HOH?
I want
Okay.
Taylor. I want speeches. Here's the problem that I'm facing with my scenario that I want. I want Taylor to be a bad bee. All right. I want her to finally have some power and wield it, right? And give us some cutting diary rooms, some good speeches. The problem is if she does that, then they're gonna say, see, when she got power, she acted exactly how we said she was gonna act. Not understanding that the reason that she would do that is to get back.
For what happened?
To get back.
I am a fake
Don't speak
bitch.
to me until finale.
To get back.
To get back at them?
Get back at them.
I'm trying, Dave. I'm trying to get back at them. Yes, exactly.
For what they did.
For what they did, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, does she take the high road, or take the the congenial role?
Well, I think if she tries to go like a big, huge splash on an HOH next, I think she could see herself being the first juror after that, because I think people will just see her as too big of a threat or too flashy of a player to somebody you'd want to be near at the end with. So I could see her being targeted early in the jury phase.
I don't think she would. Maybe she would do some big speech or whatever. Who would she put up though? Like, would she put up Daniel and Kyle?
Daniel and Jasmine?
No, Daniel and Kyle.
Oh, you have to put the besties up together. Right?
Yeah,
Jasmine and Turner are the other ones.
Jasmine and Turner.
So Daniel and Kyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Alyssa would be safe if that happened.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Alyssa would try to win HOA veto and try to save her. Try to save Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I think that storyline is the most interesting in terms of, tying up the current storylines. But I thought about it, Dave. I want her to be a bad bee. I don't care if she gets voted out next. I want that.
All right.
We need some fire. We need some, like, it's kind of died down a little bit. I want to see that. I didn't get my pound of flesh. I wanted this upcoming week.
I think it will be almost no matter what, the person leaving will be either Daniel, Indy, or Jasmine. That's what I think.
Why not Michael or somebody like that?
Because nobody's going after him. Nobody.
Right. What if Brittany was the next HOH?
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
It's me.
No, that's the other Brittany.
It's me.
I mean,
So I'm
Michael.
confused and frankly a little disappointed.
Michael winning wouldn't be a surprise. He's won a bunch of competitions.
Michael, yeah, and he was all like
a target on his back, but for his sake, it makes sense to kind of protect yourself from being put up on the block.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no reason for him to be like vulnerable,
My name is Michael, and I am a proud cat dad to 3 wonderful cats, Lila, Sasha, and Megan.
Yeah. I could take him or leave him. Guys, okay. I think we're done here tonight for Big Brother 24, Week 4 Eviction episode. We have no spoilers to get into, so we'll be back Sunday, August 7th, to talk about the Week 5 kickoff, HOH competition, nominations from there, see how things are going to play out. The things we were speculating about tonight will be quite realities by the time we come back on there. Check that out. Check out our back catalog, including Survivor Season 42. Guys, we covered that not too long ago, or Big Brother Canada 10, as we alluded to as well. So, or we have a whole bunch of other stuff here on the Super Mario Brothers podcasting playlist. You can go back and check out if you never know when you might cross over on an interest in a podcast that we've done something on. Also, you should check out our other channel, Live Long and Podcast, Star Trek all the time. We got Star Trek Enterprise, guys. We got it's been a long ride. Every Monday night, Star Trek Enterprise with Jody Simpson and Adam Woodward and Kevin Millard and myself. We talk about all these episodes in order. That's been quite a bit of fun. Well, and sometimes not. Sometimes
you get a bad episode.
Yeah, but other times, guys, we have Star Trek Deep Space Nine at 9 every Tuesday night, where we're going through every episode in order. Now up to season 5.
Blaze of Glory.
In England's green and pleasant land.
That was really beautiful, Chief.
Yep,
Yeah.
Blaze of Glory is
Blaze
what
of
we are
Glory.
covering.
Blaze of Glory coming up. We got Michael Editing, Jeff. We're going to be talking about him.
He's Lucky Looney.
Yeah, he's Lucky Looney. Oh, do I know
He took it off.
I took it off.
He's gonna have to re-add it anyway.
Oh, here it comes. Hold on. That's worthy. So,
My lucky loony.
so that would be on Tuesday night, Jeff. And then Star Trek Radio Theater, guys, our ongoing series where we do radio plays, reenacting the Star Trek episodes and like script reads. Just posted the edited version of Death Wish, a Voyager episode with a bunch of cues in it. Jeff was Isaac Newton. He murdered a bunch of prostitutes, and he had to go back and restore the timeline. So
that's right.
That's how it goes. What else, guys? We got Star Trek Trivial Debates, a monthly show. We are movies, TV, sports, and more. Most recently, Jody Simpson hosted with Jeff Davin and Chris Murphy competing. We got Chris Murphy set to host the next one with Jody and Adam Woodward competing and somebody else to be determined.
Oh, like he took a 1 week one month to partake in the competition, and now he's back in the hosting chair again.
Chris Murphy, yeah, he's back in. He's that's unprecedented, guys. Unprecedented
punishment.
Anyway, also check out the Hellbound podcast with Michael Chan and Alex Blackburn. Let's talk about fighting games with Eamon Mater, also known as Sam Jerka. And also Look Cuter's a track with Davin Skellhorn and Dave Pugsley, as well as his other podcast. It's called X-Rated, X-Men the Animated Series Rewatch. They'll be back next Tuesday. I'll be on to talk
with Andre.
With Andre, talk about episode 3 of the Phoenix Saga from season 3. Something about the Banshee, the flight of the Banshee, or something like that.
Yeah.
So if you want to know about X-Men the Animated Series and everything going on there, check that one out as well. And guys, that's it for tonight. I think we can go out on a clip here. And thanks for being with us. And we'll see you Sunday. Have a good one. All right.
Hey, Julie, you look prettier than a chicken wing in an air fryer.
Why,
I
thank
was a
you.
police officer for 10 years before I became a chef.
Yeah.
I was a detective for 2 of those years.
So please help us because I don't know how to figure out this game.
That's your future HOH.
I have all of your backs.
Future HOH.